Welcome to Think Well, Live Well. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Have you ever felt stuck? Kind of like your brain is running on a program that you definitely didn't write and for the life of you can't seem to change? Well, in this video, we are going to break down the science of how you can actually take back manual control, shift from autopilot to intentional action, and literally rewire your brain for a better life. I'm Ava, one of the AI avatar team here at the Think Well, Live Well channel. So let's start with this really powerful question from author Mel Robbins. Just think about this for a second. Right now, is your mind working for you or is it working against you? Because here's the thing, it's always doing one or the other. And by the end of our time here, I'm going to give you the tools to make sure it's firmly, and I mean firmly, on your team. And this is what it feels like when your mind is working against you. This quote from writer Anukika Rose is just so relatable, right? You're in a beautiful moment, maybe with people you love, but your brain is a million miles away, just stuck in this loop of stress and worry. That is a huge sign that our mental programming has gone a little haywire and it's filtering out the joy in our lives. Now, to really get why this happens, we have to look at how our mind is structured. It's split into two parts, but just look at this imbalance. I mean, that tiny little 5% slice, that's your conscious mind, the part you're actually aware of. But that massive 95%, yeah, that's your subconscious. It's this powerful hidden engine that is really running the show. So let's break that down a bit more. Your conscious mind, that little 5% is what you're using right now to listen to me. It's your thinking, decision-making self. But the subconscious, wow, it's like a massive database. It stores all your memories, your deepest beliefs, your habits. It's the autopilot that kicks in when you drive home from work without even remembering the journey. So, real lasting change isn't about trying to muscle through with that tiny 5%. It's about reprogramming the other 95%. And here it is. This is the best news you are going to hear all day. You can absolutely reprogram it. And this isn't some wishful thinking. This is a core scientific principle called neuroplasticity. It basically means your brain is not a fixed, hardwired machine. It is literally designed to constantly change and adapt based on your experiences. I just love this metaphor. Your brain isn't some delicate piece of porcelain that if it breaks, it's shattered forever. No, it's like Play-Doh. You can actively mold it, you can reshape it, you can create new patterns and pathways at any age. That feeling of being stuck, it's an illusion. It just means you haven't started reshaping the Play-Doh yet. And this is how it works. This is probably the most famous phrase in all of neuroscience, and for good reason. Every single time you have a thought or you perform an action, you're sending a little electrical signal between neurons and your brain. The more you repeat that thought or action, the stronger that connection gets. It's like you're paving a dirt path into a 6-lane superhighway. You can literally build new positive highways in your brain and just let the old negative ones get overgrown. Okay? So if we can change our brain, how do we direct that change? Well, first we need to understand the gatekeeper. So let's talk about a little network of neurons in your brain called the reticular activating system, or you can just call it the RA. Think of it like a bouncer standing at the front door of your conscious mind. The RA has a very specific job. It filters the millions of bits of information coming at you every single second, and it only lets in what it thinks is important to you. For example, have you ever decided you want a specific kind or color of car and then suddenly you see it everywhere? The cars were always there. Your RA just changed the guest list because you told it through your focus, hey, these cars are important now. And this is exactly how our mindset programs that filter your beliefs, your opinions, they act just like a pair of sunglasses. If you believe the world is a negative, awful place, your RA will be programmed to spot evidence of that everywhere, and it will filter out the good. But if you decide to put on some rose-colored glasses, you literally train your brain to see possibility and positivity all around you. So if we can direct our focus and change our filter, how do we actually do it. Let's get practical. Let's move to the toolkit and see some science-backed strategies you can use to intentionally start rewiring your brain. We can really group all these techniques into 3 core pillars. First, there's mindful awareness, just becoming aware of our current programming. Second, there's intentional focus, actively using our attention to build what we want. And third, lifestyle integration, making sure we have habits that support a healthy brain. All right, this first tool is an absolute powerhouse from cognitive behavioral therapy. Here's the key idea. You can't always control your first automatic thought. That's the subconscious autopilot talking. But you can always control your second thought. The practice is simple. You identify the negative thought. You challenge it. Is this even true? And then you consciously replace it with a better one. Do this over and over, and eventually that second thought becomes the new automatic one. And if you're wondering how long this takes, get this, it is not a lifetime. There was a landmark Harvard study that looked at what happens when people practice mindfulness consistently. They found that in just 8 weeks, people created measurable positive changes in their brain's physical structure. The fear center shrank while the areas for rational thinking got stronger. The second set of tools is all about directing that RA filter on purpose. Things like visualization, for example, they're not just daydreaming. You're actually training your brain to believe success is possible. You can use affirmations to consciously install the beliefs you want to have. And it's all connected to gratitude. A simple practice that's basically like telling your brain's bouncer, hey, from now on, let more of the good stuff in. And finally, you've got to create the right environment for your brain to thrive. This starts with social connection. An 80-year Harvard study showed our relationships are the single strongest predictor of happiness. Then you've got movement, which is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Of course, sleep is non-negotiable. That's when your brain cleans house. And especially today, managing your information diet is crucial to lower that constant stress. These aren't just nice to haves. They are essential for building a happy, resilient mind. Now, I know all of this can sound a little bit abstract. So let's end with a simple, powerful exercise that will prove to you in real time that you are in control of your brain's filter. The instruction is super simple. For the rest of the day, consciously decide that you are going to look for naturally occurring smile shapes in the world around you. A leaf, a stain on the pavement, a cloud. That's it. You're giving your RA a new simple instruction. That's it. That is your only job. Find a smile. And what you're going to experience is your brain's filter changing right before your very eyes. You'll start noticing shapes you've walked past 1,000 times before. And every single smile you find is proof. It's hard evidence that your brain is ready and waiting for your instructions. And this right here is the key takeaway of all of this. Your brain isn't just passively being shaped by the world. Whether you're practicing worry or you're practicing wonder, criticism, or curiosity, you are physically wiring your brain with every single thought and every action. The power to change isn't in some big grand gesture. It's in the small, consistent practices you choose. It's in the second thought you select. It's in the smile you decide to look for. So really, the only question that matters is what will you choose to practice today? Now, I know all of this can sound a little bit abstract. Now, have a fantastic day. And if this connected with you, please subscribe to our channel for more mindset tips.